hopefully I will find someone my age. It'll certainly be much easier for me. But I don't want anyone who's retiring. I don't want anyone who's tired of working or tired of life. I'm just getting started. And I want someone who is going to help me on my mission, who cares for more than himself and his surroundings and his houses or whatever it is, who will help me build my army of financially independent women who will understand my independence, who wants to change the world for the better. And so it's really an energy thing, not an age thing. It just happens to be. And the few people I've dated have been, late 20s, early 30s, basically, so far. But you never know.
Well, that 10 years makes a lot of sense. I don't know what my excuse is because I date late 20s and early 30s, and I am also not late 20s or early 30s, and I haven't just been in the outside world for 10 years. So I'd like to know what I get it. It's
You
like
don't
an
need an
energy.
excuse. It's
You
an
look
energy
at,
thing.
yeah, you look at certain people and you're like, man, like A, how are we the same age? And B, yeah, I'm not at the end here, people. Like,
Man, like just
so
so many bored people, or they're tired. They're tired of working. They're tired of this. They're tired of that. I'm not tired of anything. Like, this is all new to me. I love all of this. So I want someone who's excited about living life, who wants to change the world for the better. And if it means someone in their 30s, that's what it means. I don't know.
I get it. Well, what is so your guys, you and Batsheva, make sure you're not dating the
I
same people.
we have a chat.
Have you ever gone on a date? You had a drink at Cafe Fiorella, you're linked to Do Schwartz on the Upper West Side. They say you're making out with people. Listen, I have my tabs on you, Julia. They say you're making out with people down the street at La Bibliothèque at the bar.
Oh, by the way,
What
that
they
was
say.
that one really, I thought that was the most comical one because you notice that there are no pictures. That's because he was an octogenarian, and I think I picked up his wallet or something, and he said thank you, like kissed me on the cheek or something. And the next day was Julia Hart kisses mystery man. I'm like, wait, what? It was not someone I was dating. It was not someone I was kissing, like kissing. It was like yeah. Anyway, it was just very comical. But sorry, I forgot the question.
I'm not sure that I even know. Well, I guess my question was, I mean, have you ever gone out with someone where you've said, huh, you know what? You're not really right for me, but wait a second, maybe you are for my daughter.
I haven't gone out with someone and said that because I feel like once I've gone out with them, no one can date me and my daughter. That's just weird and iggy, and I'm not comfortable with that. But sometimes I get set up with people, or like I'll match with someone on Raya and I'll talk to them once and I'll be like, not for me, but I think Batsheva. So that we have done that, but not after we've dated someone. Like once we date someone, they're off the table. Even if we say no to them, they can't. It's just too weird.
That
So,
makes
and we also have
sense.
like we always put names so we don't accidentally date the same person.
That makes a lot of sense. What about like, are you on I mean, Raya, like, are you on a lot of the dating apps and do you have a favorite?
So I just joined two this weekend. Um, I just because my daughter, again, like without my kids, I would know none of this. But Batsheva told me that for people my age, Tinder is used more to set people up than hookups because I'm not a hookup person. I need to meet someone, I need to like them, blah blah blah. So so I went on that this weekend for the first time, and also someone else recommended me Match.com. I don't know if you've ever tried that one, but generally it's predominantly Raya. I predominantly date from Raya.
And that's your favorite.
Yeah. It's just because they do all the research. And so I don't have to worry about like being catfished,
Right.
because not the two apps I just mentioned, because those I just got on with. There was another app and I don't want to name it. Um, but like pretty much every person I went out from that app wasn't the person that they said on. So I was just like, this is terrible. So at least with Raya, you know that the person you're going out with is the person you think you're going out with.
Do you have people that meet you and then they're like, well, they pretend they don't know who you are. They really do know who you are. They watch the show. Does that come up?
All the time, all the time. I have people like, oh, I've never seen your show. And then they'll say something about Batsheva or Miriam. I'm like, dude, you just gave it away that you have seen my show. And they're like, ugh. So yeah, it happens sometimes when people pretend not to know who I am or not to know what I do. And yeah.
Do you have friends? I mean, listen, at Jill's party, I made a comment. I think it was her hair person, her hair guy that day. I'm like, oh, that's your hair guy. He's really cute. The next thing I know, Jill is calling me over. She's like, the two of you go in a corner and talk. I'm like, oh God, look at Jill. I'm like, thank you, Jill. But anyway, like, what about Jill? Like, do you have friends that fix you up? Jill's a
Yeah,
good matchmaker.
people set me up all the time. You know, I love my friends. They really take good care of me and they love me. Just not with anyone yet that I felt connected to, but with lovely people. Like I haven't had any bad experience. It's all been very nice, very lovely, but not for me.
Who would you do, like, just physically, like a celebrity? Like, who would your type be if you had to pick
You know,
someone?
it's so funny. I don't have a physical type. Like people ask me that all the
Really?
time. I don't care short or tall, could care less. Don't care bald or hair. Really don't care. Um, don't care good looking or not. The only thing I would say that I do care about is that's just because I'm just so physically fit. I do need someone who's fit, you know, just they got to keep up with me. So that's pretty much the only thing is, you know, they've got to be my fitness level, basically. Other than that, I don't really care. Like I've never been attracted to a look. I've been attracted to an intellect, to kindness. I am a giant sucker for kindness. I am longing and praying for someone who's just kind, who cares about other people. I know that sounds like it should be an easy thing. It's not. And so I care a lot more about those things than I care about looks. I don't really care about looks.
Wow, I was just gonna say just fit and kind. That's okay. You're not so
Fit,
hard over
kind,
there.
intelligent, and someone who has a purpose in their life. Like, you know, I don't care what your family did. I don't care if you have money. What do you do for a living? What is your contribution to the planet? What are you fighting for? That's what I want to know.
That's okay. I'm gonna
Find me
just keep
someone.
you in mind. You know, you're
Find me
local
someone
out here.
brilliant, kind, and cares about the planet. This is what I want.
Okay, let me like think of the straight men I know in my life. I mean, it's mostly women. I do have my gay friends, but let me
And I
think of.
can't date a gay guy, otherwise I'd be
I
married
know
already.
you
They're
and
the
I could
best.
get married then, right?
Seriously, seriously.
What about look at, I mean, it's so, I have so much divorce in my own family. I mean,
Mm,
it's so hard, divorce gets like, is it so that here you are, you're going through this divorce, but now it's like you have this, it's in the public. It's not just on a TV show. That's one thing for Netflix, but it's literally in the tabloids I mean, does that just must make it such hard, like so
so
much
hard.
harder on such a
It's
different
so
level?
hard. It's so hard. And I think the hardest part was that anyone believed any of his lies before the whistle. Like now that the whistleblower came out, people understand. But before that, it didn't even make logical sense. Like on one hand, I was being accused of marrying him because he's a billionaire. But on the other hand, I wasn't spending any of his money. I was stealing it from the company. And then on one hand, I was supposed to have stolen all this clothing. But then on the other thing, my whole closet is on TV. We live together. I mean, the whole thing made zero logical sense. The car that I was supposed to have stolen, where I literally showed people that I paid for it with my own vehicle. Like none of it made any logical sense. And the fact that anyone believed it and didn't think to themselves, wait, but that doesn't make sense. I mean, I saw her closet on the show and he's saying he never saw her. Like none of it made any sense.